demons had been repelled. He included a picture of Melanie to remind me I wrote brand new key. They may have killed him for that reason alone. In the bank was $30,000, which I assume he received under the table for writing The Deep Blue Sea, about a shark that is made more intelligent than starts killing people. I said, wouldn't he be less apt to kill people if he was more intelligent? My father said he knew I would say that. That is why he wrote it. He was afraid of losing his pension from United Technologies if he took credit. My father was head of environmental engineering at United Technologies. He invented a vacuum chamber that was safer and used by all the laboratories in the country to test electronics for space. He also invented something on the world's widest plane. The nose cone opened up for cargo. I believe they murdered my mother's brother because I entered my wife's ex-foster parents' home to get out of the cold. I was dying of hypothermia while looking for my wife who had been kidnapped. The man told me we would both be living on the same street in Milford after I graduated from high school. It was August 1967. I guess it was third grade. They would manipulate me to break into his house, to arrest me, to discredit me. I still do not know how they did it. Maybe just the suppressed suggestion. I was speaking to Mr. Carruth, who converted to his wife's Ammonite Jew religion, since he had a connection to an reticulum gang in his youth, a like block watch group called the DCS, told my mother-in-law they could trick the reticulum out of kidnapping my wife by implying she was in a reticulum home, when actually she was not. They decided to pretend my wife's mother's family, the Cahises, were in the reticulum when they were not, as a way to make war with regular people. The Carrows rented the house next to me because I asked Julia to marry me when we grew up. I knew her from school. Mr. Carroll turned out to be a coward like my father. My papu, father's father, my father's father, was decorated by the King of Greece for writing an anthem. And again, he was given a medal by the King of Greece for his work with the Greek Orthodox Church. My yaya, his father, was briefly married to the Prince of Mesopotamia. Their name was Papazoglu. The name is the same as Patriarch Athenagoras. My papu was editor of the Greek Herald, Ethnikos Kyriakai. My yaya's brother, Plato, created the first Greek newspaper in America, the Atlantis. In Greek, the Atlantides. In New York City, my Uncle Plato was like me. He decided to teach Turkish nobles, children, about democracy. He went to the French Polytechnic to become a French teacher, then went to Turkey and became the teacher to the Sultan's son, who warned him when he was placed on a list of Greeks to be beheaded. He left and collected his mother and sister in Mytilene and immigrated immigrated to America. His mother was not allowed in due to glaucoma. She returned to Greece and became the Mother Superior of a convent, the replica of which was in a James Bond movie. This great-grandmother adopted the priest you may have seen on TV entering the tomb of the Holy Sepulchre with a lamp with only enough oil for part of the night. He would emerge the next morning on Easter Day, and the lamp would still be burning. My priest confided in me when I was 3 that he was questioning his faith in God, because he knew I claimed to know God existed. I told him, it's obvious that God exists. He is all around us. He speaks to me through the events in the day and how my life turns out over the years. He said, you can remember years? I said I could remember last year, and I was speaking to in the future. I will know what God was saying by how my life turned out. P.S. Turkey is now a democracy. God gave me the wisdom of King Solomon, and like Solomon, I lost my faith in heaven. Then regained it. In 1830, the Dutch Meridian Church came to the U.S. They named themselves the Amerindian Church. They were polygamists, but did not live with more than one wife at a time. They believe in reincarnation.
This is my grandmother, my mother's mother.
Your memories. All your cells have gone down the toilet at some time. So you are only memories, and there is no